Hey, Jai Shri Ram, and welcome to class, children. As you can see, my name is Dr. Omprakash Gupta. You can just call me Uncle, Dada, Baba, Nana, whatever you like. Okay, I'm of your grandfather's age, so you can use whatever way you want to address me. So, welcome to class. Today is the first class. So we will introduce each other. We'll learn a little bit about Ramayana and talk. We'll just talk, right? How is that? You like talking?
Yes,
Anybody?
sir.
Anybody like those who like those who don't like talking? Raise your hand. I don't like talking. See, everybody likes talking, right? Yeah. You don't like talking, Gayatri? Oh.
Not much.
Oh, yeah, good. We need all sorts of people in society, right? Some people talk too much, some people don't talk at all. That makes life interesting, right? Okay.
Yes, that's right.
We don't want to talk too much, but if we also don't want to remain quiet all the time, some balance, right? So, as I put in my chat, in the chat, just write your name. If you've already written, that's great, and your roll number. Everybody knows your roll number, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. And if you don't have your video on, just turn it on. I want to see your pretty face, right? Anika and Ashwet, Pragya, not Pragya, Pragya is Pragya auntie's children. So please, here you go. Very nice. So let's see how many are we right now. We are 14, including myself. Oh, that's a very good attendance. We have total 18 registered for the class. So 13 are there. That's very nice. Yeah. And some will probably be joining as we move along. Okay. So as we do in any new learning, we always start with the prayer, right? Do you do prayer at your home once in a while? Not regularly, right? So why do you,
In
what?
the morning.
So what? With prayer you would like to start? Anybody like to sing or read a prayer that you know? Come on now. Oh, Adya, you know, right? But I can't, Ishan. I can't hear you. You're talking something. So unmute yourself. So
I can.
yeah, who wants to read, say a prayer?
Can I say, sir?
Go ahead. Always say your name and then say. Go ahead. Who wants to say?
Ishan here.
Ishan. Okay, go ahead, better.
जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और गदा विराजे धांति मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुबर केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंत विद्यावान कुनियति चातुर राम काज करिवे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता बचिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिय दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा श्री रूप धरि सहस्रारे रामचंद्र के काज सहारे राय जीवन असन सिरियारे श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उल्लाय रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम प्रिय भरत समाई शबद बितम तुम लोज सतावे अस्मर श्रीपति कंठ लगावे संक्रादिक मादि मुनीषा नारद सारद सहित अलीसा जब कुबेर तिक पाल चाहते कब को विद के सके चाहते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव कीना राम मिलाए राजपुत कीना तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना सुख सहित जो जन्मन बानु लियो ताय मधुपर जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माही जल निकी नांगी नय वचर जनाई दुर्गम का चिजर कत के जेते तुम रुपरा तुमरे देते राम तुलाई तुम रखवारी होत न आज्ञा तुम पैसाई सब सुख रहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षकता ऊपर डरना हापन तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोग हापते कापे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे हासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपति निरंतर हनुमंत भीरा जब कुबेर हमार करावे हर ज्ञान जो लावे शंकर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज चकर तुझादा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन पर पावे चारों दुख ताप ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगदीयारा चार संत के झुंड रखवारे होसन हरि कंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धिनों निनके दाता असमन शीम की मात राम रसायन तुम्हारे पास सदा रहो रघुपति के दास.
Very nice, beautiful. So what did Ishan sing? Anybody knows?
Hanuman Chalisa.
I don't want to ask you. You know it. Okay, yeah. Anjane. Yeah, right. Anjane, go ahead.
Hanuman Chalisa.
Hanuman Chalisa, right? So Anjane is another name of Hanuman. Is that right? Right.
Yes.
So yeah. So Hanuman has a lot of names, and one of the names is Anjane. So we have Hanuman here, right here in our class. Anjane. So why Hanumanji's name is Anjane? And if you have to ask question, first you raise your hand, then I will speak up on one person. Like you know it in the class. So why Hanumanji is called Anjane? Not Anjane, not you. You know it's your name. Anybody why is called Anjane? Come on. Ishan, if you are saying, then you unmute.
Somebody nicknamed him that?
Nickname, okay. Shreyans, yes, unmute yourself. Shreyans.
Anjani Putra's son.
Son, very good. So his mother's name was Anjani. So that's one of his many names. So one of his names is Anjane. So it's his mother's name. So that's how we have names of many of our deities, our gods, goddesses. They are named after their mother, their father. So Hanumanji is of many, many names. One of the names is Anjane. Okay, beautiful recitation of Hanuman Chalisa. We made a good start. We thought about Hanumanji, and we'll talk about more on this. So let's just get started. So we have 15 people already logged in the class at this time, and I'm the 16th. So that's very good, 15 out of 18. 15 out of 18 is how many percentage? Don't use calculator, no Excel, no calculator. Can you calculate in your head approximately 15 out of 18? Again, raise your hand, but then I'll ask. 15 out of 18, what percentage? Oh, this uncle wants us to do this math. This is not a math class. This is a Ramayana class, right? How many of you like math? You like math? Okay. Or how many of you hate math? Oh my God, what a torture. You hate math, Adya? Okay. So 15 out of 18 is what percentage? Just guess. Yes, Akash, right?
82%.
82%? Okay. So 15 out of 18 is like, I'm trying to do in my head, 5 out of 6. So I use my old ways of, when I was a child of your age, how we learn. Okay, 48, 18. Yeah, so it's about 83%. Now, what I just said, you didn't understand, because this is how we learned when we were little kids. Oh, very good, 83%. That's pretty decent attendance, right? Okay, so tell me, what is it we should be doing? We don't. I don't want to, give you lecture. You're sick and tired of lectures. I know that. I don't want to. First, I thought I'll prepare a nice PPT and impress you with all those PPT. But I think you're sick and tired of those with these online classes. How many of you are sick and tired of all these PPT classes? Oh no, you can be honest. Raise your hand. So you just the teacher comes, shows PPT, slide after boring. So I changed my mind. I'm not going to PPT. I will just talk. Is that better that we just talk? Can you hear me? Or do I need to put that headphone?
We can hear audible.
You can hear. Oh, very good. Sometimes this computer is crazy. It doesn't work very well. So you can hear me. So we will talk. I will avoid this artificial gadgets like PPT and other stuff. And we'll have some fun, and in that process, we will learn something. And if you don't learn, at least we have some fun, right? When the class is over, your parents are going to ask you that what did you learn, and you should just say, "Oh, we learned a lot." Don't say that we were just having fun. Parents don't like when kids have fun, right? You know that. This is between you and me, right? So when they know that you're serious, you're studying, they are very happy. So it's secret between us. So let's do a little introduction. Why don't you just tell three things? Your name, we can of course see here, but still, and about how old are you, and which city and country you are in. Right? These three things are good enough, I think. Name, about how old are you, and which city and country you are in. So let me, how do we start that? Because I think I will use my screen and then you start. So it's and then we will know exact pronunciation of your name. Sometimes, it's, so Medhansh, is that right? So unmute yourself. Always, this Zoom thing, you first unmute and then mute. Yes, go ahead.
My name correct. My name is Medhansh Ladha. I am 11 years old and I live in Ranchi, which is in Jharkhand, India.
Very good. So Medhansh Ladha is in Ranchi, Jharkhand, yeah.
Sir,
11
it's
years.
Ladha.
Ladha. Okay. So very good. Ladha. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now we will come to the way I'm looking at screen. This Bali brother, sister. So tell your name and same things.
Okay, tell.
I am Ishan Bali. I am 9 years old and I am in Gujarat, Baroda, India.
You are in Baroda, Gujarat, India. Very good. And you are Ishan Bali. Okay.
Yes.
I am
Sister.
Aisha Bali. I am 3 years older than him, 12, and I'm staying in the same place he's staying, Baroda.
Right. And he bothers you a lot, right? These younger brothers always bother sisters, right? Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. And how about, what do you think, Ishan? Do you think she bosses around you all the time? Yeah, of course. Yeah, right. Good. And now let's go to Anjani. Unmute, beta.
My name is Anjane Bhargav. I am 12 years old and I live in Belmead, New Jersey in the United States of America.
So what is the name of your town, you said?
Belmead.
In New Jersey. Okay. So how far you are from New York?
I don't exactly know.
No, far means, so if your daddy or mommy takes you, go driving there, how long it takes? 1, 2 hours or?
Maybe 1.
1 hour. Okay. So not too far. Okay. Very good. All right. Now let's come to Anika.
I'm Anika Jane. I'm 13 years old and I live in Katy, Texas in America.
So she lives in Katy, Texas, which is where I live, not too far. I mean, same city, but outline, I should same city. It's just like in India, you're Borivali in Mumbai, something like that. Okay. So Anika, and now who's next? But see, your screen shows Pragya. What's your name?
I'm Amya Saxena.
What's your name? Say it again.
Amya.
Amya Saxena. Can you change on your screen your name? Let me see if I can change. I think I should be able to change, rename. So AMYA.
Yeah.
And Saxena, how do you write? SAXENA?
Yes.
Saxena is written into two different ways. Okay, we just change your name. So this is Amya. Tell about yourself.
I'm 15 years old and I live in Marion, Iowa in the US.
Okay. So she lives in Iowa in US. Okay. Very good. And now next, Ayati. Unmute.
I'm Ayati Ocha. I'm 11 years old and I live in Chicago, Illinois, in America.
Okay. So are you in a suburb or you're right in Chicago?
Suburb.
So which suburb do you live?
Deerfield.
Deerfield. Okay. Yeah, we used to live very close to Chicago, so I'm familiar with some of the names. Very nice. Welcome, Ayati. Okay, now let's go to
Thank you.
Akash.
Namaste, my name's Akash Bansal. I'm 14 years old and I live in Birmingham, United Kingdom.
Okay, so he's in Birmingham, UK. Okay, now let's go to Adya.
My name is Aditi Vedi. I live in Dehradun, Uttarakhand, India.
Okay, very nice. She's in Dehradun. Okay, Dehradun is a city, is pretty much a north part of India. And from there in Dehradun, you know, you can see all the Himalayas and you can start walking if you want. Am I right, Adya? So,
Yes,
I went to
sir.
Dehradun once,
We're
and the
near
train
Shivalik.
actually ends there. You know, when you go by train, and that's the last station. Now, if you want to go further, you better walk. A very beautiful place. Okay, now Mihir, tell us about
Hi,
yourself.
I am Mihir Dwivedi. I'm 13 years old and I live in Dehradun, Uttarakhand.
So you are brothers sisters, right? Mihir and
Yes.
Adya. Right, very nice. Okay, Shreyans.
Namaste. My name is Shreyans Pargav. I am 10 years old and I live in Bellarmine, New Jersey, in the United States.
Okay, so you are also here. So you're both brothers, Shreyans and Anjane? Okay, beautiful. All right, Misha. Bolo beta, chalo.
I'm Misha and I live in Richmond, Texas.
She lives in Houston, Texas. So two of these kids are very close here with me. Okay, Mihir.
Hi, I'm Mihir Dwivedi. I live in Uttarakhand, Dehradun.
Okay. So you and your sister is here, right? What's her name? I lost her.
Radhya.
Adya, here you are. Okay, because the screen keeps changing, so now I keep losing track. Here, Shreyans, we just talked to you, right? What
Yes.
happened? Your face, you're hiding from me. Okay, now Ira or Ira, how do you say better your name? Ira?
Okay. My name is Ira and I live in Sugarland, Texas, and I live close to Misha.
Okay, very good. So did I cover everybody or did I miss anybody? Because the screen keeps changing. So I was going in a order the way I see on the screen, but things change. I think I missed this Ashwit. Ashwit, are you there? Oh, there's some audio problem from his side, he's saying. Okay. All right, no problem. Whenever you have the audio, you can join us. All right, very nice. So thank you guys. So now next time when you join the class, you make sure that your name shows up, and sometimes, you know, you're using your mommy's or daddy's computer, then their name, but there's a very easy way of changing it. I just change it. So you should know how to change yourself, so that way I don't have to do it, right? Also, next time around, see, we are going to meet only once in a month. So the next time we will meet will be second and fourth Sunday. Yeah, go ahead, Ashwit. Can you talk? Yeah, introduce yourself. Can you turn? You are. Yeah, there you go. Say your name and your age and where are you?
So my name is Ashwitatan.
Okay.
Lucknow in India.
Lucknow. How old are you, beta?
13.
How old? 13. Very nice. Okay. So welcome to class. So we will be meeting twice in a month, second and fourth Saturday, except today's exception. Today happens with Saturday, I said Sunday, not Saturday. Same time. So next class will be after 2 weeks, which will be 12th of September. Okay, and we will try to learn Ramayana, in some meaningful manner. Now, tell me, what is that you are expecting from this class? And again, just as we do in a class, we raise our hand, and then everybody start talking. Then it creates chaos. And I would like to know from every one of you, think that, okay, I'm going to come here for 1 hour, in every 2 weeks. It's so boring, and I'm just forced by my mommy or daddy. Oh my God, one more thing I don't want to do, but I have to. Is that the reason? Or you really expect something? So if you expect something that at the end of the day, I would like this to get out of this class. So we will try to work around that. Okay, who wants to go first? Okay, go Adya.
Sir, I expect to learn the implementations of the characters that we learn about the Lord Ram and the different characters that are there in the epic. We should like some positive things that we can implement in our day-to-day lives and improve it.
Okay, very nice. Thank you, Adya. Who else wants to share what you expect from this class? Yes, Medhansh. Medhansh, go ahead.
I expect that I would learn something new from Ramayana every day.
New something new about Ramayana. Okay.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay. Aisha, right? Go ahead.
Yes, I have a basic knowledge about the Ramayana, but the thing is, I don't know everything about it. I expect to learn a little bit more in depth about the Ramayana.
So, okay, so you want to learn something new in depth. Okay, beautiful. All right. Ayati, is that I'm saying it right?
Yes, you're saying it right. And the thing I want to learn is how Lord Ram was very calm and wise.
Okay. So what is that you want to learn about it?
How he was calm and wise, how he overcame his difficulties and obstacles.
Okay. So how did he handle that? Okay. I'm actually manually taking, although it's being recorded, but I'm also taking note. So after it's recorded, we will have a YouTube video, and then I will send that link to you, so you can even go over the class what happened. So Ram, how did he handle difficulties and challenges in life, things like that. Okay. Anybody else like to share? Yeah, Akarsh, yes.
Mostly the same as everybody else. How Lord Ram overcome the difficulties he got in life, and how we could implement that stuff in day-to-day life.
Okay. All right. Very nice. Anyone else? Okay. So if it doesn't come to your mind right now, you can always send me you can always send me a message on this. So we created this WhatsApp group, right? It's called, what is it called? Ramayana for Kids 2021. And why I say this, Ramayana for Kids, because we have another group of class for adults who are 18 and above 18 till I have a student who's 80 years old, 80 plus, even older than me. I can't believe there are people older than me. So I thought I was the oldest person on the planet. So don't show this. So that class is every week on Thursday evenings. So that's why I had to distinguish two classes. So this Ramayana for Kids, and that is just Ramayana class, something like that. So that's what this WhatsApp group is, what we are going to use for communication. Now, probably you are logging in using your mom's dad profile, but if they allow you to log in your personal capacity, like you have your own phone or computer or whatever, all I need your number, then I can add you. But it's up to your parents that they want. Obviously I want them to give you permission to do that. Okay. Very good. So now we know a little bit about each other. Now you can see that in a small class of 18 students, and we have 16 already joined right now. There's already a lot of variety, if you like. We have kids from the US, we have kids from UK, and we have kids from India, and that's good. We learn from each other. The spirit of this class is to learn from each other. We all learn from each other. I will learn from you, and hopefully you will learn from me, and we all learn from each other. So that's very nice. You also, some of you expressed your expectations, and I wrote them down. And anything else that comes up, you can send me a message. You can always call me. My number is there, but don't call me at 2 a.m. I sleep that time. So call me at time when I'm awake, or anything else. Okay. So now let me tell you what is my expectations. So I have only two expectations. One is that three expectations. One is that to come to class, just like any class, all of you go to school, right? Is there anybody who doesn't go to school? They stay home all the time, no schooling. Don't tell me that. We all go to school, right? Like it or not, we have to go to school, right? So we go to school. Your mother went to school, your father went to school, your grandfather went to school, your grandmother went to school. That is something we have to do. So when we go to school, if you want to learn, we have to go regularly, right? Either you go one day, other day we don't go, then we don't learn much. Same thing here. I expect you to come regularly, every class, which is, once, two times in a month. It's not a whole lot. Of course, there may be some instances that you can't come. Heavens forbid, you are sick, or you're traveling, or something that you just can't do. There's some wedding going on. Some older sister is getting married on that Sunday morning or Sunday evening, as the time maybe. So we're in different time zone. I'm in US here. It is 10:30 a.m. right now. And many of you are in India, it's 9 p.m. right now, right? So and in UK, it will be what, 5:30, something like that, 5:30 p.m. So we are all in New Jersey, it's 11:30 p.m. So we are all in different time zones. So sometimes you may have something like that, a social thing that all of you are going for a wedding, then you can't just stay home for the class. Go for wedding, enjoy it. That's part of life. But you should have that sincerity of coming to class. That's my expectation. Second, come on time. Just like again a regular class. The class starts at 10 a.m. Then we are supposed to be in class before 10 a.m. Now, if you reach there, then you miss out. It kind of causes interruption. It doesn't look good and things like that. So come on time, right? And third expectation is that be participative. We want to talk with each other. I don't want this to be a lecture. We just talked about it. We had enough lecturing already going on in your school. So we want to talk, and I want to speak with you. You speak with me. We speak with each other, but we talk meaningfully. We don't want to talk things which are not relevant, right? So we don't want to discuss here politics. Like in adults classes, that is very common. That something going on, they will talk about Modi or Trump or some other political thing or something. We don't want to do that. So I tell them also that talk something relevant, something that for which we are meeting, right? We are meeting to learn Ramayana, characters of Ramayana, the story of Ramayana, message of Ramayana. That is what we are doing. So let me, is that okay? So only 3 expectations, nothing more. Is this fair? Anything unfair? Tell me right
No,
now.
sir.
Something that
Nothing
fair enough, right?
Nothing is unfair.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So as I told in the very beginning that you can call me Dadaji, you can call me Nanaji, you can call me uncle, you can call me sir. Doesn't matter. But this is a family, right? So let me show you. This is the, you can call it like syllabus. I put it together. We don't have to necessarily follow it. Can you see it, or you want me to increase the size? Let me increase.
Yes, sir, I have.
So I have already sent you. So we try to follow this, but it doesn't. We are not doing a like university course or a high school course that we have to do all that. But we'll try so that there's some discipline, right? So the way you see is like in the entire storyline. We'll talk today. So we have already used half an hour. That's fine. We'll talk together about what is Ramayana and the birth of Ram and other brothers. That's all we'll talk. So we have time to talk about, and we'll keep going on story after story. Now, of course, when the Christmas comes, we all have semester break, Christmas break or holidays. So we also want the holidays. So we will have 2 classes. We'll have holidays, and we'll come again, and we will end that at that time. So let me. Any question on this? Otherwise, I'll close this slide share. Any question?
No questions, sir.
No questions.
No question, sir.
Okay, very nice. And now I'll show you one more thing, and then we will start that, which is the course description. So there also, I'm not going to. It's already I've sent you by the WhatsApp message. So basically, 3 objectives. We want to learn about Ramayana, as many of you said. Understand Ramcharitmanas. And when we say Ramayana, we mean Ramcharitmanas. And we'll talk more about it after I finish these 3 points. So understand Ramcharitmanas, understand its literal meaning, in-depth meaning, and various interpretations. And how do we apply in modern times? And interestingly, whatever you told me, some of you, about what are your expectations, they're basically same things which I have in mind. So I think that seems like we have a good connection on that. It seems like you and we are both think like that. And there are other things, so if you want, like, you can read, otherwise you can ignore. That's not important, right? So you have any question on this, or shall I just close this? So no questions. I will close this, and I'm going to close.
No question, sir.
Right, and I'll close this also. I can close everything. I hope I don't close the Zoom meeting. Yeah. Okay. So everything is pretty obvious. Yeah, here. So, and we will talk in terms of more of a question answers. So first of all, this is what we are calling Ramayana class. So what does Ramayana mean to you? What is that word? What does it mean? Somebody asks you a question. Oh, you're going to Ramayana class. So what is Ramayana? Can you explain it to me? What is the meaning of the word itself? What would you tell to that person? Let me see. Akarsh has hand up. Okay. Medhansh, let's ask Medhansh. What do you say?
Sir, I know the meaning of Ramayana.
Oh, go ahead.
Means Ram. Jan means journey, so Ramayana means not Ram's journey.
Oh, beautiful. Anybody else a different answer? Anjane, you have a different answer? Go ahead.
Well, to me it means the story of Ram from childhood to coronation.
Okay, story of Ram from his birth to coronation. Okay, Akarsh.
It means the story of Lord Ram's progress.
Story of Ram's progress. Okay, so literal. Go ahead, Ishan.
Life journey.
Sir, it's about Ramayan's journey across the world to get back to Ayodhya. And
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Ram.
okay, very good. Anybody else? Ashwit, did you want to say something about it? And then Adya. And oh, I'm so happy. You all are raising hand. Oh, wow. I thought by this time you'll be all sleeping.
The journey of
Oh,
Ramayana.
what a boring
The journey of
old
Ram.
man. Yeah, go ahead, Beta. Go ahead. I'm sorry, didn't pay attention. I was like a student not paying attention. Ashwit, go ahead.
The journey of Ram.
Journey of Ram. Okay. So anybody that different answer than what we have heard?
Sir, may I?
Baha, yeah, go ahead, Beta. Go Adya.
Sir, apart from the literal meaning, I would say it's a way of life.
Okay, very nice. So Ramayana is made of 2 words. So in Hindi or Sanskrit, say English, you don't add 2 words and make a new word. So there's 2 words, Ram and Ayan. So you add 2 words, it becomes Ramayana. So Ayan has multiple meanings, and one of the meanings is journey. So it's Ram's journey. Other meaning is a home or abode or Ram's home. But most scholars take the meaning of word Ramayana as Ram's journey. So now Ram's journey might mean 2 things. One is a physical journey, right? Like when we say journey, we say, okay, we leave home and go to airport, take a flight, go to Amsterdam, and then we stay in a hotel and stay there 1 week, and then take a bus and go to Paris and stay there 3 days, and then do all that and come home. We finished a journey. So a physical journey. So which would mean, as some of you said, like from his birth, and many people call it appearance, that day appeared, which is Ram Navami, as you all know. Since he came back to Ayodhya and he became king and all that. So that is a physical journey. Other journey is, all the lessons that experiments that he did. How many of you heard the name of Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi? Just raise your, everybody has heard the name, right? So he wrote his autobiography. Anybody has seen or heard about his autobiography? Yes, Anjay. Anjane?
Oh,
Go ahead. Okay, you can think. I think Ayati wanted to say something about it. Ayati?
I have read a biography about Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi.
What is the name of that book that he wrote? His autobiography.
I am Mahatma Gandhi.
So the name, see, Gandhi, we all know about him, the freedom fighter, got independence to India and things like that. So he wrote his own life story, and it's called My Experiments with Truth. So he probably wrote initially in Gujarati, Satyana Prayogo, Experiments with Truth. That's the title of his autobiography. So that is, so he writes in his book, and it's a beautifully written book. It's in a very simple language. So it could be available online also. I'm not sure. I haven't explored, and it is translated in numerous languages. So if you guys have interest and have any time, sometime, get that book and read. What made him such a great human being? Forget about a great leader, more a human being. So so whatever he did, it caused certain experiments. And those experiments have become lessons for us, right? Same thing I would say, Ram's journey, other way to look at it, all those things he did, we can view them as experiments and how they can be useful to us. That's why we read Ramayana, that how what he did can be valuable to us and useful to us. So who did write this book, Ramayana? Who was the author of it? Anybody? Okay, let me see. Any new person wants to talk? Midansh already said. Okay, we'll ask Shreyans, Bhargav. Who wrote Ramayana? Shreyans?
Sage Valmiki.
Sage Valmiki. Very good. Anybody else? Do you think he is the real author, or anybody else wrote Ramayana? Anjali, yes.
well, Valmiki, I think he wrote it first, but then Tulsidas also wrote it.
Okay, so Valmiki, the sage Valmiki or Rishi Valmiki or Muni Valmiki, thousands of years ago, we don't know exactly when he was here. Scholars kind of argue and debate that, but for us, it's not important. Maybe 2,000 years ago, maybe 5,000 years ago, or whatever. That's not very important. So he was the first one to write story of Ram in Sanskrit shloks, and it has about 24,000 shloks. It's a pretty fat, big book, and a pretty complicated book. Even I have not read it. Don't tell that to anybody, but that's a secret between us. So he wrote the 24,000 huge fat book in Sanskrit shlokas. So he is the first author. In fact, he is the first one who ever wrote anything as a poetry in the history of mankind. So he's also known as Adi Kavi. Adi Kavi means the first poet. Adi is always first. So Adi is first. Adi se ant tak. In Hindi we say Adi se ant tak, matlab from beginning to the end. So if you read a big fat novel, you can say, after you read the whole thing, you can say, मैंने इसको आदि से अंत तक पढ़ लिया. I read from beginning to end. So Adi is beginning. So he is known as Adi Kavi. And Ramayana that he wrote is called as Adi Kavya, the very first poetry. All other poets, we have a lot of poets in English, French, and many languages. And but it was written. So he actually invented, if I may say, a concept of a poetry. So he wrote in Sanskrit, but people not everybody understands Sanskrit. I don't understand Sanskrit. So many people after that thought that it should be written in some simpler languages that people can understand. So there are several learned people, scholars, sages, wrote that in different forms, different formats, different languages. And one of them we know is Tulsidas, as you just said, right? So Tulsidas wrote Ramayana in his own ways in a very simple Hindi, which is called Avdi, which is a dialect spoken near, UP, that Braj, that area in North India. And he named that book as Ramcharitmanas. But Ramcharitmanas became so popular that people now call that as Ramayana. So whenever anybody says, कि मैं रामायण पढ़ रहा हूँ या रामायण पढ़ो, रामायण पढ़नी चाहिए, whatever, they mean actually Ramcharitmanas. They don't mean Valmiki Ramayana. So it has become a synonymous of Ramayana. So when you want to talk about Ramayana, the original one, then you actually add a qualifier Valmiki. So that's how we distinguish Valmiki Ramayana and Ramayana, which is kind of funny, but that's how it is, right? So whenever we use the word Ramayana, we really mean Ramcharitmanas. But then that is how the nomenclature, everybody uses that terminology. So we'll use the same thing. So Ramayana is a story of Ram about his life, from his appearance or birth and his physical, spiritual, experimental journey till he comes back to Ayodhya and becomes king, and even after that. So that is the very first question. If anybody asks, we should answer. Yeah, now this kid is smart, right? So we need to impress your friends also. So ask them, do you know what Ramayana is? And they would know. Then you explain. Explain in a right. Don't brag. That's against the lessons of Ramayana. We need to be humble. We need to be polite. Anybody knows any joke? Don't tell, but how many of you can tell me a joke? If I ask you, tell me a joke right now. Just raise your hand. You can tell 2 people, 3 people. So others can't tell. You don't know any joke. You know what is the best way? You know what happens? I have heard, how old I am? I'm 70 years old. I may not look that old. I may look 80. And if you ask me any joke, I will pull my hair. Well, there are not too many hair left, but so I don't want to pull. I must have heard tens of thousands of jokes in my life. But when they say, oh, when you have a party, okay, tell some joke, then I say, you know what is the best way of remembering a joke? The best way, somebody told me this, best way of remembering a joke, if you hear a joke and you like it, same day you tell to another 10 people, or that whole week you keep telling that joke to other people, like 50 times. Then it will kind of get into your memory and will remain there. This is what I've heard. I have not experimented it. Same thing, what if I'm learning here, that must be true with other things. So now today we know what Ramayana is. So you tell to 10 people and then you will remember forever. And otherwise we tend to forget. So there's just an idea. I don't know. So we are also experimenting. This will be our experiment. That, otherwise after some time, oh, yeah, uncle told us that day, I don't remember what it is. So that is what is Ramayana. So it's a story of Ram. So we know or we believe Ram is a human form of God, right? Ram is looks like
Yes,
you and
sir.
me, right? He has a face, he has got 2 arms, he has a chest, legs, same way. Maybe a little bit more handsome than me, but other than there's no difference, right? But he is God. So why does God want to become a human being? Right? So he takes birth. Now tomorrow is Janmashtami, or in India it's already it's still evening, right? Yeah. So tomorrow
Yes,
is
sir.
Janmashtami. The Lord Krishna appears in a human form. Again, same way, with a face, with arm, chest, back, legs, feet, everything. So what is this? Why they do such things, right? Yes, Anjali.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Anjali. You wanted to speak?
Oh, yeah. So the reason Ram came as human form was because Ravan, he had been granted the boon that he would not be able to be defeated by any animal, any
So he took birth in a human form to kill him, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Okay, Medhansh, your turn.
Sir, because he need to kill the demons and he needs to that.
Okay,
He needs to help the human beings. So he took the human form in between all the human beings.
Very good. So Ram and Krishna tomorrow will be having all this celebration of Janmashtami. This is a holiday in India and Janmashtami school post. Oh my God, I'm jealous of you. We don't have holiday here. So they appear. So God appeared in form of Ram and Krishna. He appeared in other forms, but we'll leave that aside. And the stories that we hear that he had to do it to get rid of all these bad guys, right? All the evil elements. You know, in pictures, in movies, we have got good guys and bad guys, right? So there are the bad guys like Ravan or Khans, and they were terrorists of that time. You know, we have terrorists these days also. So there were terrorists have been around all the time. And somehow the public at large could not just control them, and they were overpowering everybody, everywhere. So that's why God decided to take a human form so that to get rid of them. Now, there are many stories about that, and we will not go over all those stories. So when Rama became so powerful, he conquered everyone all over the world, not only this world that we live in, but also the heavens and, everywhere else. Even the gods were all scared of him and they became under his control. And eventually, there was so much sin and so much evil on the earth. The mother earth was getting sick and tired of him that, man, I just can't handle it anymore. So they all prayed to Lord Vishnu, Bhagwan Ji, that please, enough. We just can't handle it. So please come and help us out. So God promised them, okay, fine, you people can't service. See, sometimes we have so many problems, we go to police, right? We can't handle it. So go to police to save us. So God says, okay, don't worry about it. I will take birth in a human form. And that's how God appeared in form of a prince in Ayodhya. So who was his father? Ram's father? Yes, Adya. Dashrath, right? So Dashrath was a king of the state called the Kaushal. The state is Kaushal and its capital is Ayodhya. But more of us know as Ayodhya rather than Kaushal. So Ayodhya is like a city, you can say like Lucknow or Houston or New York or Birmingham or something. So he was king of Kaushal country, state Kaushal, but the city Ayodhya is the capital. So many times we just say he was king of Ayodhya. So that's where he took his birth. And who was his mommy? Ram's mommy, mother?
The Kaushal Pradeshi.
Mother's name?
Kaushalya.
Kaushalya. So his mother's name was Kaushalya. So Ram took birth as a prince, mother Kaushalya, or father Dashrath. But he did not take birth all by himself. He also brought some elements of him in form of his brothers, or in modern day we can say cousins or half brothers. There are different languages, right? So who were his brothers? They also took birth at the same time, about same time. Yes, Ishan. Go ahead.
Sir, I know.
Sir, he has
Sir,
three.
Ram, Lakshman, Shatrughan.
Sir, Bharat, Shatrughan, and
So
Lakshman.
Bharat, Lakshman, and Shatrughan. So there were three brothers. Not you can say the step brothers or half brothers, whatever. But in those days, there was no concept of calling your step brother as a step brother or half brother, step brother. They're just brothers. Even when I was growing young, of your age, our cousins, we didn't call them cousins. We say he's my brother, right? My mama's son or my masi's son or auntie's son. We'll just say brother. We'll never say. We didn't even know the word cousin. There is something called word cousin For cousin, there is no Hindi equivalent word. The Hindi dictionary doesn't have a equivalent word of cousin. Then you say chacha ka beta, mama ka beta, things like that. Just okay. Who was the youngest of four? Now, quickly, we have got even 8 minutes for the class. Who was the youngest brother?
Shatrughan.
We know that. Shatrughan was the youngest. And now the two people left. One oldest is Ram, that of course we know. So in between there are Lakshman and Bharat. So who was older, Bharat or I'll give you $10 if you get it right.
Bharat was older.
Come on.
Bharat is older.
Bharat is older. Beautiful. Good answer. I'm so proud of you. Even you ask this elderly people, most of them will get it wrong. Because Rama and Lakshman always like they hang out together, in modern language. And Bharat and Shatrughan, they hang out together. But it was Bharat who was older, Lakshman was younger. Most people you would ask, they'll respond other way around. They'll say Lakshman, oh, Ram, Lakshman. We just tend to speak like Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughan. As if Ram is the oldest, next is Lakshman, next is Bharat, next is Shatrughan. But that's not it is. So Bharat is number 2. Lakshman is number 3. And Shatrughan is the youngest one. So let's look at their mother's name. Ram's mother we know is Kaushalya. So who is the mother of Bharat?
Keikei.
Keikei, right? So Dashrath had one queen, Kaushalya, the most senior queen, I would say. And then he had another wife was Keikei. And next is Lakshman. And Lakshman's mother? With Lakshman's mother?
Sumitra.
Sumitra, beautiful. So Sumitra is Lakshman's mother. So there is a third queen. And now Shatrughan's mother, the fourth queen. Who was she?
Sumitra, Lakshman, and Shatrughan were twins.
So Shatrughan's mother, who was she? Was she fourth? That was Sumitra. So there was Sumitra. There was no fourth queen. So he has 3 queens. Dashrath had 3 queens. Right? Kaushalya, Keikei, and Sumitra. Now, in the original Ramayana, the first Ramayana, the Valmiki wrote, he talks about that he had many other wives, but Sri Ramcharitmanas doesn't make much mention of it, so we'll not bother to do. And even if he had many other wives, there is no reference of them or there is no relevance, so we will not bother about that. So now we know that Dashrath has 3 wives, and then he got 4 sons, the way we just talked about. So this is how Lord appeared in a human form with a purpose, right? So in last 5 minutes, we'll talk about the purpose. We all appear here also in human form, right? Is there anybody who is not a human form? All of you, we are all in human form, right? We all look different, but still we are all same. We all have a head, we all have a body, we all have arms,
Yes,
we
sir.
all have legs, we all have a heart, right? We all think, we all talk. So we have appeared or we have taken birth with a purpose. But since we are a human being, we don't know what is the purpose. We need to find our purpose in life, right? Many of us, and you're all children, it's probably too young for you to think about it, but you should think about it. Many of us who are even my age, they are 60, 70, 80, they still don't know the purpose of their life. They just keep dragging their life without any particular purpose or objective. So you ask yourself this is a homework for you, and you don't have to give me an answer right now. Ask yourself that what is the purpose of my life? Why did I appear in human form? I could, if you believe in the story of, Bhagavad Gita, that we get birth in many different forms, we could have taken birth as a mosquito or as a lion or as a snake or as a, butterfly or anything, but we didn't. God decided to give us a human form. So there must be purpose, right? So what is the purpose of life? If Ram had that purpose, he wanted to get rid of evil from the planet? What is my purpose, right? And if you ask, the answer is within you. I don't have any answer for you. We all may have a different purpose. So ask yourself, what is my purpose? And if you know what is my purpose, you will pursue that. And you'll pursue that. That will make your life so much happier. Right? Does that make any sense? You want to think about it. What is purpose? What is my purpose? And ask that question to people around you. That what do you think is purpose of your life? And most people will avoid such question. It's a very uncomfortable question because we don't ask such questions. So ask what is the purpose of life? Is my purpose to come to this class, pass high school, get good score, go to good college? All that will end in, by the time you are in your 20s, or some people may want to pursue, become doctor, MD, PhD, maybe up to age of 30. And that's it, you're done with your so-called education or education. Is that the purpose? That may be a vehicle towards your purpose, right? Right? But what is the purpose of my life? So I want you to think about it. Okay, we have got 2 minutes, so I'm going to stop right now. So you have any question that you would like to ask me? Again, if you didn't sign in on the chat, please sign in your name and your roll number so that I have a record of that. Nobody has any question? Very good. So I have a book that I will give it to you, ebook. It's still under some minor corrections. I think by next class I would have it, and then I'll post it here. It is Ramcharitmanas abridged version, and it will have those original lines plus English transliteration, those who cannot read Hindi, and it's English translation. So it will be very, very easy, reader friendly for you. So maybe in a week or 10 days, the book is ready. It's just some final editing, going on, some corrections. And maybe after that time, you might find some errors and we can correct those. Okay, very good. No questions?
No,
Did you learn
sir.
anything?
No question.
Did you learn anything today, or it's all boring? I'm going to close my ears so I don't hear you, my criticism.
It was interesting, sir. It wasn't boring.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll make it more fun, and I'm very happy you're all participating, and continue participating like that, and go over what we have talked. Think about it, and God willing, Ramji willing, we will see you in next 2 weeks. Right? Jai Shri Ram.